How's it doing? I'm Woodsy and this is another episode of Woodsy's Weight. How are we going? So it's week 3, day number 2, just finished for the 4-week program I'm on with the Zen Dudes 4-week challenge. And this week I wanted to talk about how am I going, because jumping rope, while not particularly new for me, is something I haven't done since puberty decided to finish itself with me. So this week I wanted to run down how my body's dealing with it, how it's been over the 3 weeks so far, the 2 and a little bit weeks, and what changes I've made to ensure that it all goes smoothly and I'm not out for too long, health and fitness wise. And it's particularly apt for me to do this episode today because just yesterday I got my brand new cross rope that the Zen Dudes recommend with the Do Your Thing Zen Dudes handles. Righto, so let's start at week 1, day 1. Straight up, cooked, totally cooked. I was out on a basketball court using one of the gym's ropes and I was smashing it and I was spent by the end of the warm-up. Powered through, got through the 3 sets of ropes workouts that I needed to get through. By the end of it, very sore. So in particular what was sore was my right calf and also my groins. And I thought this was something to do with just adjusting to the new exercise. Potentially not having enough fluids up because I'd only just started to get into making sure I'm getting about 3 litres of water in per day. So this continued for the next 3 days, kept going out the basketball court, kept smashing it, and just limping for a few days at work and finding it really tough and really hard to get into. But I continued to stretch and continued to work it out. On the 4th day, God brought us rain. So what that meant was I went inside and I decided to do the workout on a squash court. And this squash court has the same sort of floorboards as what a basketball court does. So a lot of flex, a lot of give. I found out I pulled up a lot better from that. The next 2 days I had off through various social interactions, i.e. getting in the bicep curls. So on the Sunday I decided to go out before lunchtime and I did it out on the oval, and again pulled up a lot better. So while I thought it perhaps was my body adjusting to the exercise, maybe it was the surface that was more the cause for my pain than anything. So suggestions to you guys getting into jump rope or whatever from just the beginning, have a look at where you're doing it and what surface you're doing it on, because the hard concrete of the basketball court was perhaps too much for my body and my joints, and it started to ache. But as soon as I moved it to the floorboards and I moved it to the grass, all was schmick. So that's the first thing I really wanted to touch on. The second thing, with the Zen Dudes 4-week challenge, they give you a warm-up at the start. But I know me and I know my body, and I know that I've had lower back issues in the past and various forms of sciatica where I found it quite difficult to get in footy training from time to time. So going to the physio, I know exactly what stretches I need to do, and it's probably a good idea if you're starting out fresh to go to a physio, get yourself a massage, work out what's sore for you and work out what stretches you need to do for your body parts. So for me, my lower back was a bit painful, so I'd stretch out the back in particular. But you've got to remember when you're stretching out your back, and it might be your lower back that's the pain, but there's a significant number of other muscles that are contributing to that pain. So I had to make sure my glutes were stretched out, my groin was stretched out, my hips were nice and flexible, and then of course into your quads and your hamstrings and all the way down to ensure that everything was loose so there wasn't something jagging to cause that back pain. So I've been doing that consistently throughout the course of this program, and you get more flexible as you do it, just day in, day out. I noticed myself being able to touch my toes a lot easier than I was before, and all that sort of stuff. So even 2 weeks into the program, there's huge benefits just by doing that sort of stuff. Now, the third thing I wanted to touch on, and this is the pertinence of this rope around my neck. I found out quite quickly that I didn't have the rope that I thought I had. I did have a weighted rope, and I don't throw anything out. As an example, I've got a storage unit, and in that storage unit I've got a VCR, and I've got alongside that VCR about 8 tyres from various vehicles that I just haven't sold or got rid of. So I don't throw anything away, so I was very surprised when I couldn't find this skipping rope. Perhaps when I move I'll probably find it. So I had to buy this skipping rope online, and bloody hell did it take ages to get here. It took about 2.5 weeks of postage for it to come all the way from America and get here, which I'm cool with, absolutely fine with. But hell, what it meant was I was skipping with all sorts of different ropes depending on where I was going and where I was getting the ropes from. I was skipping from anything from trash to really quality ropes, quality weighted ropes. The rope I use most consistently is the one that in the camp that I'm in, and it is a piece of shit. It's so light, so flimsy, and when it was windy out on the oval and I wasn't flinging the rope quick enough because I was pretty cooked by the end of the 4th set and whatnot, I was finding that I wasn't getting the momentum in the rope that I really wanted, and it was just a heap of shit. Yes, I am blaming the tools. And really over the course of the last 12 sessions, I've only had one that has been frustrating. By the end of the 4th set, I threw the rope into the middle of the oval and was just had enough of it. This came the next day and I was super stoked. So yeah, this came the next day and I used it yesterday for the first time. I've got the agility rope and I've also got the intensity rope. You can see me unboxing it on one of my other videos. And so I've decided to throw on the 1 pound rope straight up, and fuck me dead. This thing has ripped shreds out of my forearms and my wrists more than I thought it would. I mean, it's 1 pound for fuck's sake. And the thing moving through the air, it sounds like a fucking helicopter's about to come down and shoot you on the ground. So it's a pretty hefty bit of kit, but I'm certainly feeling it all up the arms, across the shoulders, everywhere, and double that with the cardio that you're getting in from actually skipping as well. It means you're getting a bit of a full body sort of scenario, and I cannot rave about these. I've only used these twice, but I cannot rave about these highly enough. The construction and what the Crossropes dudes have gone into to create something like this, I don't know if that's going to work. I will pause for effect. But you can see the bearing and just the connection that we've got going on here. So one of the issues I had with the other ropes was that they kept tangling because years of use and years of being coiled up and not looked after, and they just tangle straight away. And I mean, in between sets you've got to untangle them, and 10 seconds really isn't a lot of time to catch your breath and be dealing with a rope. But this thing doesn't seem to ever tangle. And look at the fucker, it's like it's an air hose with a big fucking bit of steel running through the middle of it. This is a meaty piece of shit. In conclusion, where am I at? I'm really enjoying what's going on. Really, this is something different, and for all the fatties out there that are watching this show, which is not many to this point, fuck running, am I right? So how about we skip rope instead? And yeah, just so much more fun, so much more enjoyable, having a great time, getting tough doing it, and listening to some great tunes along the way. So one thing, I'll do my final weigh-in for the 4-week challenge right at the end of the 4 weeks, so it'll be about 2 weeks before my next video comes out. Just a note, I've got a footy trip this coming weekend in 2 days time, so I'm sure to put on some weight then. But hopefully it's not too much that I can't cancel that with about a week and a half's worth of exercise on the other side. Of course, there's all those things that go into being a devil. 1 is getting fit, and 2 is getting them bicep curls in. I've been Woodsy, it's been great. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, click that little bell ting-a-ling downstairs. If you've got any questions, hit me up. I'm willing to answer. Don't have that many subscribers yet, so I've got a lot of time to do so. So jump on board and get amongst it. This has been Woodsy's Web, Woodsy's Way. Catch ya.